What's up, my beautiful peeps? How are you guys? Welcome back, or welcome if you're new to Liz Talks Vibes, baby. First, I want to say I hope you guys are feeling amazing. I hope you guys are feeling positive. I hope you guys are working on yourself, on becoming your best self. I hope you guys are loving yourself. If you guys are not, this is a sign to start working on you, start focusing on you, letting go of all types of negativity. Focus on loving yourself, focus on becoming the best version of yourself. More and more people are talking more about this, to focus on you and to find your purpose and fulfill your purpose and all that good stuff. But then again, it's tough. Thank God I learned this on my own a while back, and now I'm trying to heal and just practicing self-love and all that good stuff, and on becoming the best version of myself and really working on my purpose. It takes commitment, it takes consistency, and it's a practice. I'm very observant. It's good to observe, not absorb. Well, not absorb negativity or any bad stuff like that. Like what I be talking about, I hope you guys absorb this info and really use it to your advantage. You're listening to it for a reason. Whenever I came across stuff like that, I'm very open-minded, so I love to hear different point of views. I would just say I came across this for a reason, even if it's bad. Like I came across it for a reason, any experience, any educational video, anything like that. So this is a sign for you guys. But it is hard nowadays because of all the distractions as well. All the partying and drinking and going out, all of that stuff, that type of life, that party life that you think you have to live in your early 20s, once you turn 21 and just have fun while you can, da da da. But no, in your 20s, that's when you should grind. You should grind to then live that life that you truly want in your 30s. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's how I think about it now. I didn't start like that in my early 20s. I was very of a party person, very into alcohol, using drugs. That was my mistake, but I don't regret it or anything like that. I learned from it, I grew from it. I don't like to regret anything, but that's why I'm trying to inspire you guys and help you guys to do better, so you don't have to go through that, so you don't have to hit rock bottom and then be like, oh shit, because that was kind of with like me and all that stuff. But anywho, the people around you and the negative environment you're in, and just being scared of the unknown, literally not knowing what to do. You're not connected to yourself. You don't listen to your intuition. Letting go and starting from scratch, starting from zero and taking the risk. So today, let's get into it, because then I get off track a little bit. I'll be going on and on about something else and I'll be like, wait, what was I talking about? Anywho, we're going to talk about detachment today. If you can attach to something, to somebody, you can easily detach from it as well. And I'm gonna focus mainly on detaching from others, from friends, from family, relationships. I've never been in a relationship, but from what I've seen, from what I've observed, my experience as being single, what it has taught me about attachment and detachment. The first step is really recognizing it, that you have an attachment issue. That's great. Don't feel bad about yourself. Don't talk shit to yourself. Don't feel guilty. Accept it and recognize why is it that you have that attachment style. What part of you are they attached to? Is it because you're afraid of being lonely and that's why you're attached to them, because their company? If it is that feeling lonely, then you have to learn to be alone. You have to be okay with being alone. I believe you're never really alone, but you have to learn to be alone and not depend on somebody else's company and somebody else's comfort. Just because they're there, you feel secure. Like, no, you need to make yourself feel secure in your own space. You need to feel safe in your own body. Create that safe space for you to really express yourself. You don't feel safe because you don't even accept your true self. You judge yourself. That's not a safe environment for yourself. You want to stop criticizing yourself. You want to stop judging yourself and being so harsh on yourself. You want to start loving yourself. You need to gain that confidence to be able to be alone, to be able to do what it is that you truly want to do without somebody else's reassurance, without somebody else's support or help, with them telling you, yeah, you should go for it. Sometimes you want that second opinion. You need to go with your gut. Like, you need to go with your intuition and just fucking do it. And going in with that positive mindset, taking that risk, and just, even if it does, you always want to stay positive, and even if it doesn't go the way you plan it to be and you want it to be, still appreciating that whole time, the whole progress. It's all about the journey. and enjoy it? Is it because they love you? They show some type of love to you. That's because you don't show any love to yourself. You lack self love. And you really need to stop depending on people for anything. Stop expecting anything from them. That's when the alone time comes in, when you should start chilling by yourself and getting to know yourself. You learn that you don't need to depend on nobody but yourself. And it depends why it is that you're attached to them. Some past trauma, which you need to heal and you need to work on. Heal that attachment style that you have. You get too comfortable in any situation. It could be a friendship. It could be just, with family, in a relationship, especially in relationships. A lot of the times, it's not even really true love. It's just they're attached to them. They're too attached, and they just get too comfortable there thinking they can't do better. And if it's toxic, especially if it's just a negative environment, people say, I'll just deal with it. I'm used to it. Like, you're used to that toxicity. You're used to people not being loyal to you, to talking bad things to you, talking negatively to you, always bringing you down, making you feel sad, angry, some type of way. Like, you're used to that. You're used to that because you haven't healed. You're sad and you're angry and you're just attracting other people like you. They're a mirror of us. So that's why you need to heal first and work on yourself. You can't be used to that. You have to change. And if you want change, change starts with you. It's not also just like, getting rid of them or whatever, like breaking up with that person. Okay, yeah, but that's when you should start working on yourself. Start changing your ways and healing that attachment style. It's not an attachment that you should have with somebody. It's a true connection. Because you can love somebody without feeling attached, just loving them for who they are, not worrying about whether breaking up or even with a friendship, like, growing into two different people, but just accepting, loving that person for who they are at that moment. Dealing with that by just saying you're used to it, you're just hurting yourself. You don't want to hurt yourself. You want to love yourself. Love yourself enough to get the fuck up and walk away from that, to get away from that environment and change for the better. You grow. Sometimes you might not want to leave and grow because you feel like you're leaving them behind, and you just have like this idea, this thought of them being able to change, and you have this scenario in your head of them changing, you guys being happy, but you need to let go of that. You can't change people. People change for themselves, and if they are willing to. You can't change somebody that doesn't want to fucking change. If you have to outgrow that, you have to fucking outgrow that. It's for your best. It's on them, dude. Like, you can't do nothing about it. You have to think about you and put yourself first. You need to get out of that negative bubble, physically, mentally, spiritually. Like I said, if you break up with somebody, yeah, that's, physically getting, like, detaching yourself from them, but you need to do it mentally. You need to process it, feel it out, feel all these emotions. It's fine if you feel angry and sad for a bit, but don't let that consume you. Don't let that take over you. Those emotions control you. You control them. You have to love yourself enough to just keep going and just keep doing your thing. You're going to detach yourself from them. Spiritually, emotionally, mentally, get rid of everything that reminds you of them. Pictures, all that stuff. You just really have to detach yourself because you want to let go of the old to make room for the new. You will attract people once you heal, once you start healing, once you start working on yourself and working on becoming that best version of yourself. You will attract people that will align with your energy and your vibe. People are always like, oh, but that was my best friend of I don't know how many years. We did this and that. They're my family, da da da. But if you're losing a person, don't think negative about it. The worst scenario, you're never gonna find love again. Love, if it was even love. You're never gonna find a best friend. For any situation, think about it positively. Just believe it was for the best for you. One of the biggest things that helped me, repeating in my head, let them be. If it was friends that, let's say, didn't invite you somewhere, and you feel some type of way because they didn't invite you, and you start thinking all these things like, oh, they're not my real friends, or like, you feel sad or angry, all these mixed emotions. I don't know. You wanted them to invite you. You want to even call them and be like, dude, what the fuck, this and that. I don't know. Let them be. If it's family, they have a family gathering and don't invite you, let them be. They're able to express themselves in any way. They're able to be whoever the fuck they want. They are slowly going to show you who they truly are. Stop trying to control them. Stop trying to pull them in. If they're slowly detaching and just showing their true colors, let them be. You will realize that maybe those people aren't the best for you. Those are not the people you should be surrounding yourself with. Those aren't real people. Those aren't loyal people. Those aren't people who truly love you. Like for me, I didn't have like a serious attachment issue. It was a little bit hard for me to detach from people mentally. I was able to, like, physically detach. That's easy for me. I would literally just stop talking to you and stop hanging out with you. But it was hard for me to detach mentally and emotionally, mainly because I didn't know how. Energies bond, and I didn't know about energy back then. I didn't know how it worked and how negative energy sticks onto you, and just toxic energy. People try to, like, get into your mind certain things, and just the way you're molded growing up with certain beliefs, thinking you have to do things a certain way or else you're gonna be seen bad by your family and not fit in. You're gonna be different. People think you're gonna be weird, this and that. Yeah, I didn't know how that worked before, and I didn't know how to properly emotionally and mentally detach. But I mean, there's not really like a proper way, but I tried out different things, and I used and occurring use what works best for me. I get all up in my head. I get all up in my thoughts, and I was a very negative person, so I would just think of like the worst, and I would just play different scenarios. And I was a big what if person too. You grow up with people telling you to give people second chance, which I used to do, and just have that belief that, oh, but people can change, and I just had like this idea of them being a better person and them changing. I was really big on me wanting to help people change, because I've always felt like that. I've always felt like I could inspire people and, like, help them change, but I wasn't changing myself, and that was the thing that I learned to work on. You cannot force change nobody, and you have to change yourself first in order to see change around you. I would detach myself from them, but then still think, what if I give them a second chance, or what if then they do change and become like the person I wanted them to become. So I would just have like those type of scenarios. You literally just have to like mentally let it go and let go of that energy. Practice meditation, journal it, like let it go in different ways and what works best for you. Doing it for you, like having in mind that this is what's best for you. This is showing love to yourself and working towards building that connection to yourself, building a connection with your highest self, with your soul. Once you start changing, it will slowly all detach itself. But you have to truly, like also meditate on it, if you want to call it meditating, and just like imagine them and forgiving them, just letting go of those ideas, literally mentally letting it go. If they did something to you, and if you just say, if you gave them so many chances, don't feel bad about it and don't feel sad and be angry at yourself, but forgive yourself and forgive them. Just say you love them, but you gotta let them go. You let them go with love, just wishing them the best, not hating either, but just letting that energy that doesn't serve you anymore, that you don't need anymore, and just bye bye. Sometimes you just still have that build up inside of you, that sad feeling, that angry feeling, that resentment, and that's not good because it just keeps building up. So you want to be able to just let that go. Like I said, I've never been in a relationship, mainly also because, let's talk about it a little bit, I didn't want to get too attached to somebody. Can't really like speak on really detaching myself from a relationship, a partner, or anything like that. But I mean, detaching myself, I have the sneaky links, but detach yourself from that energy as well, because it's an exchange of energy. So even if there wasn't really like an attachment there's still an energy type of bond thing. So you do want to let that go, because that also makes you feel some type of way, and it like kind of fucks with your energy, and especially if it's not good energy. So you want to let that energy go, cleanse yourself, build it into a little ball, and I let it go into the universe, because energy keeps flowing and I don't want it to keep flowing inside of me. So it's like I'm letting it flow out. And that was one thing where I saw so many relationships getting too attached, to the point where when there is a breakup, people say they can't live without that person, that they're going to lose themselves and this and that, and from observing that, I just didn't want that for myself. And I know now, like it's not always like that. And I know now that those people that say that because they lack self-love. They don't love themselves at all. Because if you do love yourself, you wouldn't allow yourself to go through that. I didn't love myself like that before. I always had this guard up. And you shouldn't really have like a guard up. I'm kind of thankful for that. That way, it didn't allow myself to just fall for anybody. Probably even like worsen that attachment style that I had in a way. I feel like I've always kind of been into energy and more like with the vibes, but I didn't know back then like vibes and energy, like I do now. I've never felt that true connection with anybody like that. But also I feel like because I just didn't have a connection with myself, and I feel like when people don't have a connection with themselves, they either just don't really have a connection with anybody, or they try and force a connection with somebody else, where then those attachments, those forcible attachments come in. I just didn't find a really true connection with nobody because I didn't even really know who I was in a way. I wasn't connected with my true self. I wasn't expressing me, my true self. It's all about the self. So that's where you have to build that connection with yourself and learn to love yourself, because you can't love nobody else if you don't love yourself. So when you are lacking self-love and depending love from somebody else, you're going to then experience that heartbroken. And a heartbreak doesn't necessarily mean, romantic wise, like being in a relationship and stuff like that, because you can feel heartbroken from like family, friends. Even then, you should still love yourself enough to keep going, and just know like everything in your life right now, in your current life, doesn't last forever. It's not going to last forever. So just have that idea, and you have to love yourself enough to get up and move on. Some people might see it as selfish. That's on them. Like everybody has their own beliefs, but you have to keep moving forward. You have to keep living your life. A lot of people don't love themselves enough to keep moving forward. They think negative when, hunty, if that breakup is probably the best for you, if you're going through a breakup right now, it's the best thing for you. It's the best thing ever. Don't try and go into another relationship. Build a relationship with yourself first. Start loving yourself. This is a sign, baby. You need to build that self-love. All that love that you were expecting from that person, give it to yourself. Give it all to yourself. Because love is within you. Love is within us. And once you learn true love and learn to love yourself, you will appreciate love and know how to properly love somebody else. With friends, we need to let go. I already let go. You need to let go of that idea that friends are forever. We all have different friends at different points in our life. You keep changing and you keep growing. I feel like you can't force a friendship, and you might want to because you grew up people telling you friends are forever and to always keep them close, and this and that. You're always changing, you're always growing. Your beliefs might change because we go through different stages in our life, we go through different things. You just attract people who are like you at those different stages in your life, if that makes sense. You have to learn that people outgrow each other. Maybe some shit did happen with some of your friendships, some things didn't, and that's fine. Don't look for an explanation and see what happened, this and that. People just naturally outgrow each other and go their different ways. You guys probably don't have the same beliefs anymore, and and stuff like that, and that's fine. Keep doing you and just keep moving forward from that, and you will attract people similar like you. In the past years, I had put up a front, lightly pretending to be somebody I really wasn't, because I wanted to feel accepted. It's like I wasn't accepting myself, so I was looking for acceptance from other people, and I wanted to fit in. And if I was already accepted, I was like, well, hunty, like we're probably not gonna find any other friends. Looking back at it now, yeah, they were my friends during that point in life, and I appreciate them. I've had a lot of people help me, and I'm very grateful for that. They weren't true connections. I say that because I wasn't even connected with myself, and I wasn't expressing my true self. It was somebody I was pretending to be likable by them. If I was probably expressing my true self, I wouldn't have been their friends. They weren't really friends, because I know now that friends love you for who you are. They don't hate on you. They don't make fun of you or anything about you. They accept you for your true self. I've always been like a thin girl, and I've always been made fun of that because I was so thin. They would call me chicken legs and just make fun of my arms, and call me like a Twix and shit like that. With those people that were my friends, I would still be there. I was like, oh, I'm used to it, everybody making fun of me. People are going to hate, but it's not of getting used to it. I was still hanging out with those people and saying they were still my friends. Like, those aren't real friends. And they would constantly make fun of me. And I don't know if people think it's okay to make fun of you because they're your friend, but that doesn't make it any better. That doesn't make it okay. That makes it even worse, and you should realize that those aren't people you should be around. Those aren't people who accept you for who you truly are, and you shouldn't be making fun of anybody in the first place, judging anybody because you don't know what they're going through, and you think you're not hurting their feelings. And see, that's the people that then are just abusing of you and of your kindness because they probably think because they're my friend, they're going to accept it. You're going to go along with it. And then if you don't, that's where they're like, oh, they try to make you like you're the bad person for not taking a joke or anything like that. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's not a joke. You're making fun of somebody, hurting somebody's feelings. Let me tell you guys, that's why I don't do jokes. People think making fun of somebody, saying some negative comment, and then just putting JK after it. Like, that's not supposed to be funny. That's not a joke. For me, jokes are not even fucking funny because people are trying to be funny in the first place when people are just naturally funny. And those people that try to joke around, like, stop fucking playing. You know you fucking meant that shit. And now you're just saying you're joking so it could sound like you really didn't mean it. The fuck out of here with that. People say it all the time. Oh, I was just kidding. I was just joking. I was just lying. Like, okay, well, by you saying you're a liar, I don't fuck with liars. So get the fuck out of here. And then they say, oh, wait, you don't have a sense of humor. I have a sense of humor. People tell me I'm funny all the time. And I don't try to be funny. There's also different meanings for funny with people. I used to think it was like a bad thing. They mean it more as like fun, where people tell me you're really funny with your vibes and just like your energy, like you're a fun person. I'm like, I know I am. I'm super fun. Like, I have the funnest by myself. Jokingly making fun of somebody is not okay, and that's not something that then people should be laughing about and taking as a joke. Those people that were making fun of me, I was just comfortable there. I was like a very awkward person before, and I thought it'd be hard to find other friends and nobody else would accept me, because if I wasn't their friend, they were going to start talking shit. These are the things that you fucking think about when you're a kid, and then they're gonna go and tell other people and this and that, and then nobody's really going to fuck with you. If nobody fucks with you, who the fuck cares? Even fucking better, do your own thing, dude. You don't need nobody else. That way you don't have any negative people around you. Nobody that is not good for you, that's not meant for you, hunty. 100 people can hate you. Fuck it. They probably hate themselves too. But that one person that will like you and accept you for who you are, that's all that fucking matters. I literally have like no friends. At first, I was like, well, what did I do? Or what did they do? Or what happened? Because there was times where I have gone back to ex-friends because you feel lonely. I wasn't okay with being alone. Now I am. And after that, I learned too that I had to become my own friend first. I had to build a friendship with myself. Why it was hard for me and I was just like awkward and couldn't find friends was because I didn't even have a friendship with myself. So I didn't know what a true friendship meant. What I was truly like looking for. I don't want to say expectations, but honestly, more like fucking requirements, to be honest, because now I know my worth. I'm very picky. I want to protect my energy and I don't just want to bond with just anybody. I'm really trying to become the best version of myself so I can attract people who are also the best version of themselves that really align with me, with my purpose. I was kind of like in a way possessive, not too much, but there's a lot of us too where if we have that one best friend, we want them to be with us only. We tell them, I'm only your best friend. You cannot have another best friend. There's a lot of people like that. And that's not okay. You're able to have other friends and they're able to have other friends. Like, let them be. And if they start connecting with other people, then let them be, dude. But it's not just with friends too. I feel like it's with like things. There was things like objects I was very possessive about, where now I'm like, nothing really matters to me, but my safety, but my love. With friends, that's how we get, especially when we're younger and we have like our little clique. And if they start hanging out with like another clique, because there's a lot of cliques at school, you start like, oh well, like, why are you hanging out with them, this and that? Oh, they don't want to be our friend anymore. Let them be. They can be friends with you and with them, or if they just want to start hanging out with them, it's okay. It's fine. Dude, you will grow the fuck up and you will realize friends don't last forever. Some might. There's real true friendships. Work on becoming the best version of yourself and you will attract people that truly align with your energy. People then get too obsessive with the other person notices it and they're like, yo, okay, that's what's making them leave. So really work on your attachment style. Family is a big one. That's the one where you feel like the most guiltiest because it's family. Just how they put it in your head where friends are forever. Family comes first. Family this, family that. You know, they put family up here. A lot of the cases, it ain't really like that. I was very much like that before where I would say family first, which, you know, I will be there for them. But after I'm there for myself, I come first. I'm doing it for me. A lot of people say they do it for their family, which, okay, if you want to do it for your family, that's fine. But think, who is doing it for you? Nobody? Then you should do it for yourself, because that's where then you're too attached to your family. Doing it for them, doing this for them, helping them live a better life. But okay, are you working on yourself so you could have a better life? Are you healing? I feel like in a way that's still trying to please them, trying to prove to them that you are worth something, that you did become something in life. You don't need to prove nothing to nobody, not even fucking family. Family is the most important thing. Family is always gonna have your back. A lot of families toxic and really doesn't have your back. Everybody's family is different. There are those families that really stick together and love each other and have each other's back no matter what. But a lot of families don't. And it's okay. We picture that family where we're all happy and we do have each other's back. You want them to be this certain person. You want them to change. You want them to be there for you and love you back how you love them. You can't change nobody. That's where you say, let them be. All families are not like that. Just because you're blood, that does not make you family. I believe that there is your soul family. So let them be. If you're on your own, that's cool. Don't feel sad. Don't feel any type of way. At the end of the day, you really have to put yourself first. Your goals, your happiness, your peace. You don't want to be somewhere where you're not appreciated, even if it's your family. Family who, bruh? You become your own family. I say it all the time. I am my own sister. I have my inner child. I never had an older sister guiding me. I am an older sister to my inner child, you know? I am my own brother. I am my own mother. I am my own father. I am my own family. I'm not attached to the idea wanting to have that perfect family or anything like that. No, it's fine and it's cool. Not everybody has it. That I'm thankful for it. I used to feel bad about it, like I didn't have a dad and I didn't really have like a mother figure. I was very much on my own. I used to kind of blame them, you know, but I'm glad and I thank them and I forgive them because that's what's made me who I am now. Because of that, I think the way I think now. I grew and I have this mindset. And I don't have any attachment issues. I let go of that idea of the perfect family. If you guys went through this where your parents separated, you still have this idea of them coming back together and being that perfect family. But it doesn't happen. Don't be comparing your life to other people's, your happiness to anybody else's. You don't know what anybody is going through. A family might seem perfect. They show themselves so happy and this and that, but you don't know what happens behind closed doors. They're probably not happy at all. You just never know what people are going through. Stop following what your family is doing. If you don't agree with something, it's fine to disagree with your family. It's fine to break those generational curses, you know, because just because your family did it, you have to do it this way and follow their beliefs, this and that. No, get out of that toxic environment, that negative environment that's not letting you be you. Grow out of that. Do your own thing. Even if that means separating from your family. I have detached myself from a lot of family, not because I hate them or anything like that. I still have love for them, but that's just a toxic environment for me. Full of fake people, full of just negative people. I just know how they are and I don't feel appreciated in that environment. I feel like I don't belong there. I feel off and I don't deserve that. I love myself enough to not put myself in that situation. I saw this thing on Instagram where it said how you used to enjoy going to family gatherings and it was so fun to you, this and that, but then like once you grew up you realized how people they only got together at parties because they had like trauma or something, like some type of stuff like that, and you just grew out of that cycle. What was it? I can't remember exactly what the fuck it said, but I totally fucking agreed with it, especially because me, I just don't go to family parties anymore because it's just, what do they do? drink, talk more shit, invent more shit, cause more drama. Like, I'm done with that. At first, I did feel bad, like, oh, but they're family, and I'm never going to go through those experiences again. You probably don't know when you're going to see them again. Who the fuck cares, dude? I care too much about my peace and about myself that they do them. I let them be, and I'm here doing me, and that's what makes me happy at the end of the day. I fell in love with my solitude. I'd rather be alone than being surrounded by negative people. And even if you can hold your peace together and you're grounded, you just do not deserve to put yourself in that situation, in that environment. Like, no, 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 no. Heal your attachment style, heal your traumas, sit with your traumas, accept them, and see what it is that you need to fix and learn from it. Never feel bad and be angry at yourself for giving people second chances. Learn from those experiences and move on. Move forward with your life. It's time to grow, baby. It's time to change, and change starts with you. I hope this inspires you guys to keep healing. And if you haven't started your healing journey, baby, it's time. I really appreciate you guys tuning into my podcast, into today's episode. I really appreciate it. If you guys are watching this, listening to this, however you guys are intaking it, sending you guys good vibes only. Don't forget to shop my bracelets, handmade bracelets, baby. One of one. They're all unique, like you and me. It's listed on my Etsy shop. I leave the link down in the description box below. Always, I love you guys. Dude, I keep hitting the mic. Detach yourself from all negativity. People, family, friends, things, objects, whatever the fuck it is. Don't get too attached. It's all about true connections, baby. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.